Just a quick update. We've still had lots of rain in the forecast, so we haven't put any of the equipment back out in the fields yet. But we've taken the opportunity to look at the equipment and get familiar with the equipment and make the repairs that we needed to. We had one YouTube viewer come out and give us a lot of tips and advice on our round baler and even our square baler, and he's very knowledgeable about most of the equipment, and he's not far from us at all, so he's going to be an invaluable resource, and we are so thankful he made it out here. Thank you, Tim. Thank you. And then also, the guy that was coming out to look at the cutter, he installed the new belt and he checked everything out, the pulley alignment, the idler, the bearings, the space between the rollers, everything. He couldn't find anything that didn't look right. The only thing he did was he adjusted the height of the 4-rib belt on the side. It looks good. I don't know what to say. Let's just pray that it works when we drop it in the field the next time. So you might remember in the previous video that we had some issues with the square baler in the field too. We finally discovered we were low on hydraulic fluid, but after going up on the pressure most of the day, it was too much, and we sheared a pin in the flywheel and it had gotten lodged or locked. So we put up the baler for the day. And with the help and tips we received from Keenan on our square baler, we managed to get that one resolved all by ourselves. Okay, how we resolved this issue was just by removing the hay from the bale chute. There it is. And just taking the pressure off. And we got her going again.
This is how you adjust the weight of your bale. I'm not really sure how the mechanism works, but it's through hydraulics. Here's your adjuster. This locks it out so it doesn't move while you're baling, and that is actually what turns, and you can adjust it. While we were out in the hay fields, learning on the job, we kept increasing it little bit by little bit, small increments, and I wasn't getting the desired effect. So me being me, I went all or nothing and jacked it up, and it sheared the pin.
Well, also you added hydraulic fluid.
We
that
did.
made a huge difference.
We added
it was low.
So over here, after we got everything resolved, got the hay out, I got the pin replaced, which was the pin in the flywheel. This is the flywheel. Notice that the PTO would try to spin, but it wasn't catching. And that little plate in there, the clutch plate, it would spin, and it was making a nasty little burning smell.
Which is exactly what it's designed to do.
Exactly. So it protected it from us, from me. So basically that hydraulic system connects directly to this, and it was just under too much pressure. That's why it wasn't catching. So it was actually a very quick fix, thankfully. Usually they aren't. We came in, we just cut the bales out and shoveled them out. So as you can see, it's kind of pressing down. We started it up and it fired right away. And that situation got resolved pretty quickly.
We'll take easy fixes.
Exactly. So now we have a square baler and a round baler back in service.
Woo! Okay, as you can see, we got the round baler belt untwisted. It was that one right there. Thank you so much, Tim. We learned so much about this round baler. He gave us so many tips and tricks and shared so much knowledge with us. We learned so much that I was actually taking notes because I knew I wouldn't remember it all. So I feel much more comfortable with it.
Did he not get in?
He's in. Working on the twisted belt. Finally got the pinch on. We have some help today.
Just fold it over like this right here.
Okay.
And then I'll pull it up.
All right. You want me to do it from the bottom?
Yes. Let me know when you're ready.
Ready.
Almost.
Fine.
Okay, see if you, there you go.
Got the twist out?
Got the twist out. Oh my lord.
Look at here. See, then you got, that'll get that bearing for sure. That'll get
And
it.
this, when it's locked out, I can step on these kind of.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Clean that up.
You might want to put these all the way to the center if these are the best, if these are okay steel and they're not plastic.
Wait.
There's some kind of
No,
composite.
Correct. That feels like
Yeah.
plastic.
So once again, Tim, thanks again. I can't tell you how grateful we are that you made the time to come out here and share your knowledge with us.
So, the round baler, y'all know that we had the belt twist on us when we were out baling. For the life of us, it was a struggle to figure it out just because we're so unfamiliar with the baler. Fortunately, one of the viewers actually reached out and came out and just gave us the rundown on the whole round baler. Wealth of knowledge, that guy. But this was actually a really quick fix. And what he showed us is when you get it about halfway, open, close, you can take this pin or this lever right here, and if you want to run it up, it shows the little pin. You'll pop that pin out. Did that show on camera? When that pin's out, you can start to lower it, and these belts will just slack up. And I mean, you have all the play in the world. And I guess in the other clip, they're actually going to see that. So we got the twist out, and then if you want to pull around here, because the outside belts take a lot of wear and tear, we move them over one. That's just, I'm hoping that this is the belt that takes the least amount of stress, because the inside belts tend to have a little bit more slack than the outside belts. So this is just my guess. If any of the viewers want to correct me on that, please do so. Other than that, we've just been doing routine maintenance. We just got to blow it out, make sure the hay, we get a lot of net wrapping in the most weird places. So we try to blow it out, take some pliers, pull everything. Soon, because the chain's not very well lubricated, I have to go to the store and get some, of course. Another thing Tim showed us, if anybody's got a similar baler situation, is you have these two little motors here. And if I can remember correctly, this one is for your net wrap.
Yep. And the bottom
This one is for hay twine. So if you're using net wrap a lot like us, this motor, after a certain amount of bales, he estimated, I think 10,000 bales, give or take, starts to go out. And what you can actually do is, because these are the same exact thing, you can just switch them. They're installed a little bit different, so they don't quite look like it on camera, but they're the same exact motor. Other than that, today we were just doing routine maintenance. I was just washing off the tractor. I was cleaning it up. It's actually one of our most time-consuming processes. You just take out all your filters. You see up top.
Yeah, they watched Scott do it a lot.
They did that. Okay, so they know exactly what I'm talking about. Oh, that's a big old bug. You saw me scream like a girl on
That's
camera.
a locust. Hi, little locust.
It's gonna go at you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. These belts, I did not know, groove into this metal, these little spacer plates. And so if any of the viewers know, I'm going to ask our guy Tim if I need to end up replacing them. But each one, if you can look in there, is grooved pretty well. So I know that gives these belts more play to potentially flip like it did. But that's all she wrote.
Loading out some hay today. So we started off with the intention of loading the trailer by hand, but then Cody decided to give it a go and try to load it with the claw. After the first layer, you have to come in from the side and you have to take the bundles of 12 and divide them in half. So you saw me guiding him on where to stop and squeeze the claw. And now he's coming in from the side. I'll remind you that his view is very limited. It's not as easy to see as you think it is. So I'm just trying to help him keep it lined up properly and not sticking out too much one side or the other. So here he's coming in with another half load. I'm guiding him, helping him go forward or back. He's getting the hang of it. This was the first go around, so it wasn't perfect, but it was pretty good. So I would help and try to get some of the bells straightened out before he got back with the next load. Here, what we realized is that on the very bottom layer, we put them in too tight where we should have carried the bells out to the end of the trailer. So it would have given it a wider base for stacking. So once we got to the top, there wasn't quite enough room. So I grab hold of the bells to keep them from falling right here. And then he's going to come around from the back and push towards the front. That was heavier than it looks. And here I'll get a little help from the guy who was picking up the hay. And now he'll push the bells forward. And after that, we push from the sides to straighten it up better. Hope he's watching that in. There he did. Look at him. Like a pro. That about wraps it up for this video. We're just waiting for a stretch of dry days and then we'll be out in the fields again. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button.